Donald Trump chops off Adam Smith's invisible hand. Yeah, good old wealth of nations right there. Free market capitalism. And again, we're supposed to prefer that here in the United States. And correct me if I'm wrong. Last time I looked around, we built up a lot of wealth in this country for a fairly new country, 250 years in. We've been kind of killing it, quite frankly. Yeah, we've had our stumbles and whatnot, but we've been doing pretty well. And Adam Smith, the visible hand of the free market, bit of a guide into how we did things, how we do things, how we used to do things here in the United States. Not anymore. Revenue sharing agreements with NVIDIA, basically stealing a 10% stake in Intel, because that's what it was. You just stole a 10% stake. It's mafioso-esque. I mean, it really is. No other way to put it. Loyalty system for U.S. companies, partial control, golden shares, U.S. Steel. I mean, I can go on, but this is where we're at right now, and quite frankly, it's not a good place to be in. I'm pretty disturbed by this, and I'm not the only one. Well, again, I open up my mouth. A few others have as well, but a lot of people run scared of the president at this point in time. Again, we are becoming like China. Think about this. You had the CEO of Intel, that Donald Trump basically threatened his job, gets him, and he actually said it. He walked in wanting to keep his job and he ended up giving us $10 billion for the United States. It's funny. It's like I keep thinking of Goodfellas there when Paulie ends up becoming part owner of the restaurant there because they want to collect, and he ends up running the thing into the ground, and again they took their money out of it the illegal way, and I don't know if that's going to be the same here. But it wasn't that long ago where, again, Donald Trump, Wall Street Journal even pointed this out today, calling Kamala Harris a socialist. Hate to break it, that the Biden-Harris administration didn't nationalize any companies. They didn't nationalize any companies. Again, they did propose allowing the government to claw back some of the CHIPS money when they made excess profits. Who knows that if that would have ever happened in the first place? Probably kind of doubt it either way, unless it was for some political stunt at some point in time. I had a huge problem with the CHIPS Act. It was terrible. You actually had defenders of the CHIPS Act take to the Wall Street Journal today as well, writing an op-ed piece basically lauding the CHIPS Act, even though it's garbage, and basically, going after the fact that the government is looking to has taken a stake in this thing. It needs to die. Again, companies need to die when they no longer serve their purpose. Before Trump was doing this, I warned about this in the 1990s. A great example of everything that took place with the Asian financial crisis. You take a look at Japan and their lack of growth for decades now, and how the chaebol works over there, and family-friendly businesses, and they don't let companies die. Zombie nation. We have zombie companies. Intel, for all intents and purposes, is a zombie company. Trump boasted today that I will make deals like that for our country all day long. He said stupid people are upset with the move that he said will bring more money and jobs to the U.S. I will also help those companies that make such lucrative deals with the United States. I love seeing their stock price go up, making the U.S. richer and richer. More jobs for America. Who wouldn't want to make deals like that? Right. Yep. Again, spoken like a socialist dictator. You're going to run the show, man. You're going to run this out of there. You're going to start forcing companies now to do business with Intel. That's how we're going to run the country now. Did you people understand that? What could happen now? What could happen now with Democrats getting in power and forcing you to do this green energy thing or do whatever it may be? Do you know how screwed up this is? Another way that I've equated it in the past, again, you wouldn't want the New York Yankees to be the guys, basically owning all of the umpires. The government's job is to stay out of the way, not to get involved. Ayn Rand could have written something about this, for crying out loud. I'm sorry, but I'm real upset about this, and you should be too. Quite frankly, they call it Republican Party. It's not conservative. It's not. It's something completely different. It is something completely different, something completely foreign to this country. I've heard people say, well, it's similar to the financial crisis when, the government took a stake in AIG. Yeah. This is not a financial crisis, nor did I like the fact that they took a stake in AIG or helped out any of these big banks, for crying out loud. They're all too big to fail now. That's supposedly good. How many small banks? You don't believe me? Look it up. How many small banks have gone under since the financial? That's what's gone under. Just said, you know what? We can't do it. We can't compete. Can't compete with the big guys. They're all tied into the government at this point in time. So they sold themselves on the cheap to the big guys to get out because they couldn't. That's again. How do you compete with too big to fail? How do you compete with Intel when the president of the United States, a guy who's got nuclear weapons, has got a 10% share in that company? You don't see any sort of moral hazard here, you MAGA types? You don't see a problem with this at all. Again, I'm sorry. Okay. If it was Joe Biden, if it was Barack Obama, I don't care who, what are the Democrats? Let's say that they were taking a stake in some windmill manufacturer or even into, it doesn't make any difference. Your underwear would be in a bunch. But that the cowards that we have, outside of a couple, outside of like the Rand Pauls and the Thomas Masseys out there, Republicans don't even criticize. They don't. They try to talk around it at this point in time because they're afraid. I don't. Am I going to show up to vote for any of these? No. I'm not going to waste my time. I know plenty of others saying the same thing. Why am I going to even go? These guys are going to be up for election. Oh, the socialists are going to win. What are you talking about? What do you think this is? It's the same shit. I'm going to waste my time and go for what? Yeah, if I could vote for DeSantis or some people, if I could vote for Thomas Massey, I don't live in his district, I'd vote for him. Vote for Rand Paul, I don't live in state of Kentucky, can't vote for him. Who am I going to vote for? Same people that are keeping their mouths shut right now. Again, it's pathetic, quite frankly. It really is. The moral hazard that we have just taken on, I cannot overstate this. No bueno. Watchdog on wallstreet.com.